A lot has changed this past year, but one thing hasn't. Consumers still love their pizza. As you pivot to meet the new challenges of food service, Ardent Mills can work with you to tap into that love and make your crust the best it can be. After all, we're more than a leading source of trusted flour brands, mixes, and custom solutions. We're a resource for pizza operators like you. We're ready to support you with high-performing pizza flours, blend and mixes, unparalleled technical expertise, R&D innovation, and long-term contract pricing. And today, as always, we're here to help you grow and thrive. We invite you to check out the Pizza Hub to learn more and request a sample.
Welcome back to Checking In With. This is the show where Pizza Today checks in with pizzeria operators around the country. I am your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. And with me is our fearless editor-in-chief, Jeremy White. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Denise. How are you?
I am not too bad. So on the show with us today, we have Walter Gloshinski from Smiling with Hope Pizza in Reno, Nevada. How are you doing, Walter?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I'm a nobody. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
No, you're not a nobody. You are in the pizza business and you make
absolutely.
and sell pizza for a living. So you are definitely not a nobody.
Oh, thank you.
And Walter, tell me, what is the secret? Your pizzeria is on the map nationally and internationally. So, how has it developed this kind of reputation internationally and nationally?
Oh, thanks. Well, I guess it goes back to my root. You know, I grew up right outside of Newark, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's from Italy. Pizza, like I live in Nevada now in Reno. So skiing is like the Sierras. That's sort of in your DNA. Pizza, Italian food, 5-star,
Yeah.
family run. I was raised with that. So my palate, my parents probably conceived me on, Frank Sinatra, my grandfather's wine that he made, and the pizza. So it's just in your DNA.
Yeah.
You don't even know it. And
that's awesome.
all my life, I always thought that the food that I ate was normal.
Yeah.
Then when I left the New York City area, I found out it wasn't normal. I couldn't find it.
No.
So anyway, I did I was a musician in my first life, so I never made a living, so I had to work. So I found, working in bakeries, making dough was paid better than manpower out in the hot sun. And anyway, I just always been fascinated with dough. My mother's family was in dough. My mother's father, my grandfather, he was an Italian meat maker, butcher in the slaughterhouse in Newark. So we've been around food since day one. And I've always been fascinated with it. And I always made better food than what I could get in most places. So I finally got out of music. I went into special education. I went to college in my mid-30s and I became a special education teacher. And while I was in music, I had my own record label, wrote in my band all over the world, had members of Bob Dylan's band, the Rolling Stones, Frank Zappa's mother, and the Mothers, Jimmy Carl Black, the drummer, he was with me, Bobby Keys, the sax player, anyway, for the Stones. But I learned that life was sink or swim. And when I got into special ed and they put me in a classroom, I saw kids in high school that couldn't do 5 times 5. And they were making believe they were going to go on to be your job, a lawyer. And I'm like, there's no way. So I got with the custodians. I finagled old home ec rooms. They hooked them back up for me. We started making pizza. We started making bagels. We started making cookies. They started coming to school, these gang kids. They started wanting to come to school. We made money. They need sneakers, we buy them a pair. They're hungry, we feed them. So, and that just developed over 25 years to finally a commercial kitchen in a brand new high school. And from there, we went ballistic. We were legal, so we could sell. We partnered with Bon Appetit. They hired my students after they graduated, and we provided them with all their baked goods at Denison University. We provided 3 school districts. I created a healthy cookie that fit the Michelle Obama's wellness law. And to develop that cookie, I worked with the Amish to develop flours, organic flours. So we just kept going and going and going. And I always made pizza. I had the commercial space. I brought in my pizza ovens. And these are like, you know, they go with me everywhere. And I just made pizza, made bagels, anything. You know, we served 11,000 people a week. And the pressure in public schools today is to make believe special needs students are going to get magically better. Put them in classrooms with regular kids. They can't write their name, but we're going to put them in algebra. And they sit there and do nothing, start trouble. And they get done and they sit and do nothing, make $700 a month in Social Security. Imagine that for the rest of your life, never work. So they kept pressuring me everywhere I went. So I had to leave Texas, where I got my degree. I had to leave the Bay Area, where I worked for 10 years with doing this. And then I went to Ohio. I figured I'd go to Appalachia, they'd leave me alone. And they did for 10 years. But then it came down again. So my wife and I, Judy, of 40 years, we said, the heck with this. And I quit. You know, I gave up a lot of retirement. And we moved to Reno, Nevada. And we opened up Smiling with Hope Pizza with the sole intent of hiring people with disabilities and making better pizza than anybody can make. And we've succeeded, at least with the hiring of, and a lot of people say we're good, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
No, Walter, I was very interested about your name. There's so much positivity attached to your pizzeria's name. It's just like a warm, welcome, bright ray of sunshine is what it makes me think of. Where did you come up with that name, and why was it important to you to name your pizzeria what you named it?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, you know, through the years at school, being a public school teacher, I got paid a salary, right?
Sure.
If I was sick, I had a sub. On summers, we didn't make things. All our customers knew that. Now, if I'm sick, I'm in trouble because I'm the only one that makes the pizza. I'm the sole operator here. So through all that time, I had a lot of time on my hands, you know, to think. So we came up with the Smiling with Hope Bakery, because when you're smiling, you got hope, and when you're not, you don't. So kind of like a Muhammad Ali thing, you know. And then when we moved here, we just switched to the Smiling with Hope Pizza. And you never see people smiling that don't have hope. And my students in general, and a lot of people with disabilities, have no hope. So we created that name. I created that name for that. And, you know, I could have called it, you know, like my mother's make a lot of pizza, or, you know, come up with the typical. So we come up with this hippy dippy, you know, Smiling with Hope Pizza. And you think, what the heck did they make there? You know, cream puff, you know, spelt pizza or something. And we just went ahead with it. And it makes people smile when they say it, you know. So, you know, we're smiling with hope.
Pizza in general makes me smile. What about you, Denise?
Absolutely. It always does, you know. Hey, Walter, what's happened over the last year? I know that you've had some major challenges, you know, with the shutdowns with COVID, and you're getting ready to open back up, correct? Is it in April that you're getting ready to open back up? Fully?
Yeah, Judy's my wife. We've been together 41 years. We got our second shot Thursday, and then we got to wait 2 weeks. And then we're going for it. You know, we're both senior citizens. You know, I had both my hips replaced on the same day a year and a half ago. We had to close for 3 months for that. Judy had a meniscus tear arthroscopically fixed over the layoff we had. We closed January 1st. You know, we tend to hire, we're only open from 5 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday. I make every dough. I do every prep. I make every pizza. I shop for the produce. I don't have it delivered to me because the guy putting it on the truck in the warehouse could care less what's going on it. The delivery driver could care less what's coming in. And if the owner's not there, the people signing for it often could care less what's coming in. Me, I dig through everything, you know, and find the best. And, you know, so come January, the end of December, most of the people I hire are college kids. We get the cream of the crop, A personalities, like my wife and I. And out of our 5 college kids, 4 of them were going back to in-person learning. One is on Stanford on a full engineering scholarship. 2 of them were top nursing students that got placed in a COVID ward for their final internship. And we started interviewing people, and we're going, wait a minute, our old employees were very responsible. They would tell us, oh, my roommate was exposed, I need to get tested. We're hiring people now off the street, and I'm going, Judy, we don't know these people. And Tom Lehman, who's a good friend of mine, he died.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, the pizza, she and her daughter have COVID. They're still 4 months later suffering from it. We just got scared. We're senior citizens. So
Yeah.
we decided to close the doors until we could get a vaccine.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We just decided life is too precious to.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had enough money to do it. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't. That's a sad thing.
So
That's
what are you
understandable.
planning? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was going to ask, how did you get the word out to your customers that we are taking a hiatus? This is temporary. We are not out of business. We are not closing our doors permanently. However, we are ceasing operation for a period of time. How did you get that out to the community without people thinking you're permanently out of business?
Not to brag, but we're probably covered more than anybody in the state by the media in the restaurant business. So, we've just had such a high profile. It's been a godsend. The Ellen Show, Good Morning America, worked with Tom Steyer, worked with the Hillary Clinton campaign, blah, 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 blah. There's a group in town here on Facebook called the Reno Foodies. They have, I think, 12,000 members.
Mm-hmm.
So I posted on that. I posted on our website. The news covers it. And all we get, we already got, I don't know how many orders for when we open on the 13th.
Yeah.
People are coming from 3 hours away just to get the pizza and go.
You're taking a very calculated look at reopening. People have already reserved their dough for when you reopen and things like that. So tell us a little bit about that reopening plan that you're doing to make sure things are organized and that you guys are able to handle what's coming.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the good things is working with people with very low IQs for 25 years and creating products that get national attention in food. It took a lot of trial and error to come up with systems that people could follow in a lockstep manner and end up with a product that is better than most anything in the area that we live in. So I just apply those same principles to what I'm doing now, and people with normal IQs, like you and I see you all as like Einstein's times 10. I mean, what took my students, sometimes months to learn, you learn in 3 minutes. So it's very simple what we have to do as far as employees. They top the pizzas, they cut the pizzas, they clean the restaurant, they do the curbside delivery, and I have a lot of measurements, weights for the ingredients. It's simple. It's very, very simple. And it doesn't take but an hour for a normal person to really do a good job at what we're doing. And so we're just going to open up a little slower on dough the first week so that I could, spend time with them, showing them. And we start taking orders at 3 in the afternoon, and we open at 5. And usually by 4:30, we're sold out of dough. So then every 15 minutes, I have X amount of pizzas. So then my wife, she works the phone, she makes the salads, does the PR front, whatever. She could help also. So within 3 days, we'll be up and running like I had a crew for 20 years. Yeah.
Wow. And all these are pre-orders are coming in by phone. Is that how the customers are ordering from you?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just got one phone with a call waiting. I don't have a cell phone. My wife and I are, we're in our 60s. We don't do the computer really. So we got paper and pencil. We don't have a POS system. They call me up. You need a POS system to know how much stock you have. I go, if I don't know how much stock I have, I shouldn't be in business, And being on site for every minute of operation and prep, I get to check everything Like when they top a pizza and hand it to me to go in the oven, I get to look at it. When it comes out of the oven, I get to look at it. It
Yeah.
goes to my wife before it comes to you. She gets to look at it. We have so many quality checks that when we do make a mistake, we would say, we made a mistake. We gave you mushrooms instead of olives. Can you wait 10 minutes? We'll make you another pie. They're both on us. No, we want to pay. No, it's on us. Or don't come back. We messed up.
Yeah.
I don't want you to hear my blues. You're paying for a product, you know? And so what they do is they put $100 in the tip jar. We pay $9 an hour, and my college employees average about $28 an hour with
wow.
tip on curbside. People buy one pizza, leave $100 tip.
Wow.
It's a whole different concept than what's going on today in general
Yeah.
in the food world. It's old school. It's owner operator 100%. And I have my own little universe. And we don't spend a dime on advertising. We have people saying, stay out as long as you need to stay out. We want you healthy. We'll come back when you're ready. It's so touching. It really is. You know, we know your name. We know your children. We know when you're married. We know when you moved in. We know when somebody died. When you're sick, when you're old, we help you out of your car. You know, when you're lonesome and alone and you're a widow, you sit in front of me while I'm making pizza and I talk to you. I ask, how are you doing? Do you need anything? How's your hip? How's your knee? Oh, your blood pressure. You know, did your son call you last week? And people are desperate for that in today's world. You know,
Denise, that's one of the touch points and cornerstones of the pizza business is being a pillar of the community, getting to know your customers on a personal level. That's something that when you're an independent pizzeria owner that you should do, and it's only good for business. But you know, pizzeria owners don't do it because it's good for business. They do it because they are great people and they enjoy getting to know their customers. And that's always one of the best things about it. And I can see that you are so immersed in your community and love your community. And Walter, that's an amazing testament to what a great person you are. So kudos for that.
I just do what I do. You know, it's like you only live once. You know, Helen Keller said, life is a daring adventure, nothing at all. Okay, so she can own that statement. So I got no excuses. And, you know, I'm just so thankful that I was able to put together my promotional skills for music, my New Jersey vibrato. You know, I'm not afraid to jump in anywhere and run my mouth, so to speak. You know, my culinary skills. You know, I have a master's in special ed. My wife has a master's in counseling. She has all the people skills. She does the books. And we're the #1 rated pizzeria on Yelp in the United States out of 180,000 pizzerias. And we pulled this off with 30% of our staff who could not spell what month it is. And young kids that don't know anything about food, I'm the only one that has culinary. And, you know, it's just, you know, if you want to create your own universe and you believe in it, you can make it happen. And probably 30% of our customers are from New York and New Jersey that live here. And they just, and then you get the foodies that come here, you know, and the people that, you know, Paulie G comes here with his wife to eat.
Yeah.
You know, it's so moving to have people appreciate the food. And I just remind them that, you know, you changed a life for 3 special needs people that historically would never have a job. You gave them hope and meaning, and they are chomping at the bit to come back. They've all got their vaccinations. They can't wait to go back to work. They can't wait to go back to work. You know? And I'm the same way. If the world said you cannot have disabled people work in pizzerias anymore, I'd quit tomorrow. I mean, I love pizza, but it's got to be the marriage for me to make it work.
So uplifting. Denise,
absolutely.
It's hard to top. I think we should go out on a high note with that. Go out on that positive message. What do you think?
I think he summed up everything about just the amazing cause that you have for your restaurant, and that, you know, sharing your vision and being able to help other people, that's amazing. And I commend you, and I wish you the best of luck on your reopening in April, and hopefully it goes really smoothly and you guys continue to just rock it.